All right, y'all. Let me figure this out, man. Let me start the Q&A and put the phone number. What's the number? 1334. Boom. Start Q&A. All right, let me see. Y'all see that? Y'all see that above me? Let me make sure my gimbal on. All right, bet. Y'all see the number, man. Somebody call in, man. We talking about Trump and reparations, man. Oh, why is it moving? That's my AI. Let me make sure. No, it's still moving. Look, I'm working from home. Y'all see the work from home fit on. Okay, let me unplug my charger and see if that works. There we go. We got this shit together now. Hold on. Boom. Boom. All right, y'all ready, man? You say no number up. Y'all don't see the number right here where you can answer the 513. Y'all don't see the 512 number. No, that's a tablecloth. That's a tablecloth. That's not a wrapper paper. Y'all don't see this. Are you a penguin? Can you hear me? Y'all don't hear me no more?
I hear you. I hear you good.
Okay, can y'all hear me? Oh, okay, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay,
I don't
penguin.
hear nobody else.
So how you feeling about birthright citizenship right now?
I'm completely for birthright citizenship. I'm against reparations.
Okay, we finna get into that. How do I pin a message? Okay, somebody write this number. Somebody type this number in the comments. 512-843-1334. Somebody type that number in the comments and I'm gonna pin it to call in. Put call in 512-843-1334. Carlos says he sees the number. I don't know why you guys aren't seeing it. Can somebody type that number in the comments while I still got Penguin? Are you still here?
Still here.
Okay. You say it's covering my hat? All right, hold on. Let me make it smaller. Okay. Now y'all see the hats, right? Y'all see the hats now, right? Do y'all see the hats? You know what I'm saying? What's up with it, Ivan? Okay, y'all see the number. Marvin, type the number. Let me pin the comment. Boom. The number should be pinned right there. That's the number to call in. So Penguin says she is okay with the way birthright citizenship is being handled, but she is against reparations. Now, Penguin, why are you against reparations?
How does reparations work? Like, I've never been for reparations, even when it came to reparations for slavery. And for today. When I say today, I mean like in this present time, era, whatever. The reason why I say that is because, take slavery for example, most slaves, white people didn't just go over there and capture a bunch of Africans. They were sold to us by Africa. So does that mean that Africa has to pay reparations? How far does it go? How would that work?
Yeah, maybe, but I think the reparations come from what happened once Americans got here. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like me giving you a dog and you going home and abusing it. Should you not be held accountable for that?
Yeah, but a dog is very, very, receiving a dog and receiving a slave are very, very, we're talking apples and
I'm
oranges
saying
here.
receiving
I'm saying slave
anything.
trade in general was wrong, like all of
Correct.
it buying a human being.
Correct. But
How does that work? You
um
can't have punish the seller but not the dealer. Does that
correct. Okay, but
it's just the dealer, not the seller?
okay. I
And does
understand.
that
I
work for
understand.
black people that had slaves?
Yeah, it goes for every. No, I mean, of course, we're here talking about reparations now, so it's going to be the taxpayer dollars. It's not. We're not talking about who should be held accountable. We're talking about the American government being held accountable, and we are all Americans, so the taxpayers will pay it. We're not going to say, oh, white people are paying reparations. No, everybody's going to pay it. I would be paying into reparations as well with my tax dollars.
If you weren't a slave. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay,
here?
but
Like,
okay,
if
so
you weren't a
listen,
victim of
listen,
that
but I
crime,
don't think you understand what reparations actually came with. Do you not understand that reparations was supposed to come with about 400,000 acres in our own communities as well? Kind of like the Indians have reservations. Do you understand that was a part of reparations as well? Do you understand that
correct.
that land was
It was
given?
never
Hold on,
contained.
let me finish. Do you understand that that land was given and taken back by, I believe it was it Jackson?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's that. It's not just about the money. You get that, right?
No, I understand it's not just about the money, but
So the Indians
guess
got
where
it. So
I'm
what if we
coming
would have
from
took it back from the Indians? Why don't they go snatch it from the Indians?
different with Indians.
How?
Indians are native here. Yeah, they were native here. They're the most
So
native people to this land.
okay, I'm trying to not get worked up here because this is a kind of touchy subject for me. I'm trying not to get worked up here. So let's just go with the basis of it. We can say the Indians are the most native people here. I'll even if we say that that's true, I'm gonna say that something was given to 18,000 black free slave families and taken from them. That being 400,000 acres along the shoreline. Matter of fact, I got it right here. I got you right here. Hold on. We'll get it exactly what it was. We'll get it right here. Each family shall have a plot of not more than 40 acres of tillable ground, and when it borders on some water channel, not more than 800 feet of waterfront, in possession of the land which military authorities will afford them protection until such time as they can protect themselves, or until Congress shall regulate their title. Listen, do you not understand like what that would have done for the blacks as a whole? Not just me
Oh
specifically,
yeah, it
but
would have definitely helped. But I guess where I'm coming from is why transfer it? Where did you get the jump from we're entitled to that acreage to taxpayer-funded money? That's kind of where I'm coming from, is because if you were to say, hey, my grandparents or my great-grandparents, right, we're entitled to that land, and we have proof of it through, just like with any settlement, you have to prove your claim, right? And let's just say you're able to prove it. You can
correct.
kick the people on that coastline out, or why the taxpayer money?
But how else is it
Especially
going to
if
be
my
paid?
family never owned slaves, why would I want to pay into that?
It's not about what you want. I mean, do you want to pay into these wars? Do you want? I'm pretty sure I've heard a lot of people
I'm
be
not for
critical of war.
taxpayer money going to anything foreign right now.
Correct. What about just? I think the reparations. I think at a base level, it would allow self-sufficiency. Would reparations save the black community? Probably not, but reparations would allow for things to go on. Their own communities, the policing of their own communities. Let me get right here. It says Section 2 specifies these new communities, moreover, will be governed entirely by black people themselves on the islands and in the settlements
Won't work.
hereafter.
Won't work.
Huh?
Work. Baltimore. It won't work. You
Okay, but okay.
Black governor,
But
black
we're not
police force.
right.
It's one of the highest crime.
Okay, but that's not what we're debating here, whether it's gonna work or not. We're debating what's entitled, right? Right, so let me finish. Section 2 specifies that these new communities, moreover, will be governed entirely by black people themselves on the islands and in the settlements hereafter to be established. No white person, whatever, unless military officers and soldiers detailed for duty will be permitted to reside. And the sole and exclusive management, hold on, let me finish. The sole and exclusive management of affairs will be left to free people themselves. By the laws of war and the orders of the President of the United States, the Negro is free and must be dealt with as such. Finally, Section 3 specifies the allocation of land, and that's what I read to you before about the 800 feet waterfront.
Yeah, I don't think it will work. Black people and white people have our genes cross in a lot of family trees. So you can't segregate people. As for the entitlement, you brought up a good point. You said this is an argument about whether it works. It's an argument of entitlement. I don't think anyone's entitled to that money unless you were a slave. You weren't a slave.
So we don't get to reap the benefits either. But you have no problem with the Native Americans getting it, right? See, this is what goes to me. Listen, this is what I talk about when, hold on, this is what I talk about when I talk about a certain level of empathy. Like, hearing you say this, Penguin, kind of takes me back to the pictures I pulled up on that one live of where they were like hanging slaves, and you know, you got kids sitting around eating popcorn and laughing. Everybody's just carrying on while they're hanging two niggas in the back. This is kind of what it's a certain level of empathy. It's empathy.
Money if you weren't a slave.
All right, Penguin, I'm gonna get you back up here. I got somebody else calling, but I do appreciate you for calling in on my first show, Penguin. No harm, no foul, no hard feelings. I do appreciate your opinion. I'm gonna get you back up here if you hang out. All right, thank you. Next caller. Call back, next caller. It says receiving calls on. Next caller, I'm not gonna say the area code. Call back, next caller. Maybe I could call back. This is my first time doing that. Penguin, I do appreciate you. Are you still here, Penguin?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, next caller, call back and I'll click over. If not, I'm gonna let Penguin keep talking. Penguin, the chat's going crazy, so keep expounding. A few of the family are like.
So I don't think it would work because what you're describing in that article, right, is they wanted Black people after they were free to have a safe space, and yes, reparations. But that won't work today. Number one, that land is occupied now today. There's no one alive today that was a slave. So that's number two, if we're going off entitlement. Number three, I would say, as for the governing of their own communities, it doesn't work. That more money, here's the problem, right? People have this idea that more money will fix it, and it doesn't. Look at the assistance program. We just had this big, long-ass conversation about assistance going to single mothers. The more money you give, that's not necessarily going to fix the problems in the community and households.
Okay.
That's where the problem is.
I got an incoming call, Penguin. Let me try to get this call, and I'm gonna bring you back. This is my first time clicking over. Let me try it. Next.
What the fuck, Penguin?
To accept, press 1. To send a...
I know who that is. What the fuck, Penguin? What it do?
The fuck, Penguin? Oh, man, Penguin. Goddamn. What up, plug? Politician plug, man.
Hold on, let me get on somebody's ass right quick. Travis, you said this is trash? Well, get the fuck out. Ain't nobody came to see you, Otis. Keep pushing. All you got to do is swipe up, boy. My name is Plug. Right now, I'm in my alter ego, Politician Plug. Tonight's topic is, are you against reparations, man? If you don't want to be here, ain't nobody asking you to stay. Get the fuck out. Go ahead, just talking.
Man, this nigga got my vote. Fuck that nigga talking about. But yeah, man, Penguin, it's a lot. Is she still on the line? Can she hear me?
No, she's not on the line right now. I don't know if I can have two people on the line yet. This is my first time doing this, just talking.
We working from home, man. Fuck it.
Yeah, and I'm really politicking from home. Look, I got shorts on under this. I'm not bullshitting. What they say, take your ass back to work. All that commercial office space open. I'm showing y'all how this shit really going. If y'all see the symbolism here, man, y'all know what's going on, man. This shit might be a little too deep for y'all. That's why we just gonna talk about reparations. Go ahead, just talking.
So, okay, when you have a system and a government that's paying it out to already certain individuals, but yet they acknowledge that ours is the most atrocious, like the most horrendous one that's ever been done that made everybody else stop doing slavery across the world. Like, this government created a whole different brand of this shit. You feel me? So when you look at it as that and they didn't pay for that, and then you saying, well, okay, well, y'all weren't slaves and we didn't have to do anything to that, so why do we have to pay for it? Because, hey, you're still reaping the benefits of what the people have done when they had that slavery going on. So what I mean by that, you still have companies that still exist that was operating and profit off the slave trade. You had like the reason why this nation was able to do what it do is the kickstart that it had for hundreds and hundreds of years of free labor. So when you look at that and say like, well, hey, we're not benefiting from it. Yes, you are, by being able to have the rights that you have, the liberties. Let's talk about like even afterwards where they didn't pay what they owe and they still kept going after this group of people. When I'm talking about black people and reparations, but they gave it to the Indians. You got reparations paid to individuals where you didn't even have a hand actually in it. When you talk about overseas,
I got a call coming in, just talking. Next caller, hold on 1 second. Call back in 1 minute. Let just talking finish. And whoever George is that said, who is this fruitcake? Ain't no fucking fruitcake. Where your baby mama at? Go ahead, just talking.
so when you giving reparations out to other people and shit, and then saying that, hey, we're not gonna give it to y'all, like that's fucked up and everything. And it's not just only money; it's also land. It's also restoring community with also education and all those things and stuff. So again, that's the least y'all niggas can do after all the bullshit y'all did, man. With that being said, man, I'm out. You know, I'm supporting the live, bro.
Appreciate that just talking. Caller, I'm finna call you back, caller. I'm calling you back, caller, right now.
Hello?
You live with Politician Plug, man. Talk to me. What's your name, caller?
Oh, hello. My name is James.
What's going on, James?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Oh, 1 moment, James. Steve, I got these hats from Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree has these hats. I think you get 4 for $1.25. Go ahead, Steve. How do you feel about this topic? You got the floor.
James or Steve? Who's
Oh
on the
yeah,
floor?
James. My bad. Go ahead, James. Excuse me.
Hey, so I'm just gonna give you my opinion on the reparations issue, and I'll hang up and let you respond. I'm not against reparations. If you do some research, roughly 85 to 90% of black people living in America today did have an ancestor who suffered through slavery. And as you also may know, that during the height of slavery in America, which lasted roughly 400 years, only about 7 to 8% of Americans owned slaves. But the point I wanted to make about reparations, and it's going to sound like I'm joking, but I'm not, because I know it's a very serious issue, is slavery, which existed largely in the South. That was a Democrat thing. The pro-slavery party was very much a Democrat party. It was the Republicans at the time who fought against slavery. So I have an idea that every registered Democrat that lives in America, they should pay for the reparations. Now, if you were to say, we're going to take it out of your taxes or take it out of your salary, I would imagine that every registered Democrat who claims to care so much about black people, even the Democrat Party, if you look back the last 7 or 8 decades, have the majority of the black vote in America. So they shouldn't have an issue with paying those reparations out of their own pockets. So I would say that's a policy we could go with, because then you would know then you would know if Democrats, or especially white Democrats in America, really care about this. Would they be willing to pay for these reparations? And I'll hang up and let you give me your opinion on that one.
Okay, now thank you for that, James. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, James. Next caller, you can call in, call back. James said that he is not opposed to reparations. He thinks the Democrat Party should pay reparations. I'm gonna be real. I don't think we can single a political party out for reparations. It would be a taxpayer fund. It would be all Americans involved. But what the guy did say, I believe he did have a good point. It was in the South. It was primarily a Democrat thing. You said no reparations ever. Why not, Rudy? Did you have the same feeling for the Holocaust? Feeling for the Indians. That's what I want to say. Are you just against reparations? You know, I just want a level playing field. The reason I'm here for reparations is because we're 300 years behind as a people, not by choice. The reason I'm here for reparations is because it doesn't matter if it's not going to work. It should be a chance, an equal playing field. It doesn't matter because of land that was promised. Let's not forget, if reparations was not promised and given and taken back, this would not be a topic here. If they never gave reparations, guess what? If they never spoke on reparations, guess what? I wouldn't be here right now running my mouth. Penguin, welcome back.
Hey, I'm listening to your thing on the Native Americans. I guess here's the difference for me. The main source of slaves. They sold them. Aren't they paying the reparations? Or like the other gentleman brought up, the Democratic Party. I guess the big difference between the Native Americans and the African slave trade is the slaves came from Africa. That was Africa selling them to the Americans.
But
it's
Penguin,
different when you talk about Native Americans, where Americans not only took them as, they didn't do slaves, they just completely annihilated and wiped out this like crazy amount of their population.
okay, listen,
So
Penguin, if I sell you a horse, and you go home and abuse that horse, should I be held accountable?
Yeah.
Should I be held accountable?
Selling me that horse was illegal, you absolutely should be held accountable.
Selling the horse was not illegal. That's the thing.
That's for slavery.
Right, but slavery was not illegal at the time. So what are we talking about? It was immoral, but it wasn't illegal. That's why we're talking about reparations here, because nobody had empathy. Nobody gave a fuck until somebody did.
But that's kind of my point, is you're talking about apples.
I feel like it's easy for you to pass the. I feel like it's easy for you to pass the buck because it's kind of like it doesn't really hit home for you. You know what I'm saying? Like me as a Black American, when I see or I talk to people on Indian reservations and they're getting checks and they got casinos and they have their own communities and their own police forces. When I talk to really the only people I think that have even a say so in this shit is the Hispanics, the ones that they had on the border in the cages. Those are really the only people I think have something to say about this shit. Really, honestly, truly.
I mean, what the problem is, first of all, you're going to have difficulty identifying who's eligible, how much.
Listen, we got AI now. We got AI. All that shit can get figured out. I think it's more of, should it happen or should it not? It's not about, the logistics can happen.
Do you think that it focuses on victimhood, though?
It does. I mean, it does. We didn't say nothing.
On victimhood.
It focuses on a level playing field. That's what it focuses on, a level, because
listen,
the level playing field was that the level playing field, listen, the level playing field was that white Americans were given land while we couldn't own it. The land we were given was taken back. That's the difference.
But not today.
It don't matter today. It's oppressive. It doesn't. We never had a chance. That's the problem. We never had a damn chance.
The Jews could say that. Almost every
The Jews got paid for the Holocaust. What are we talking about? Look, Anne Frank and them got paid. They got reparations.
So,
Germany paid reparations.
How many millions were annihilated during the Holocaust? I'm saying that the difference here is that
you got empathy for the Jews because you have empathy for the Jews because you look like them.
Throwing more money at it isn't going to fix it. That's nuclear family.
Okay.
Throwing more money at it isn't going to fix this.
It's not about whether it's gonna fix it or not, Penguin. It's about making shit right. If I fuck you over and I tell you I'm gonna make it right, it don't matter if it's 200 years later, 150 years later. Make that shit right.
Yeah, but anyone could do that. You could say that about indentured servitude. I'm just saying that
Indentured servitude, the difference
a
between indentured servitude was it was a contract. Let me get the next caller though, Penguin. I'm gonna get you right back up here. I like this dialect. I like you pushing back on me. Don't think I'm taking it personal or nothing. I fuck with you, Penguin. Let me get the next caller.
From
Alex.
to accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Alex, you live with Plug the Politician. What's going on?
Hey, how you doing, man?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. I just called. Not in the immediate time that we're in. The future, we're gonna have problems no matter what. But if we're gonna take a step forward,
One moment. Can y'all hear me now? Are we back? Is the sound back? Okay, every time y'all call in, if y'all hear a caller on here, try not to call in because when I ignore the call, it's gonna cut the audio out until it comes back. Go back ahead. You got the floor.
Oh, so I'm Native American, brother. You know what I mean? And like reparations, I don't believe in reparations for one, because I watch how like I'm from a reservation, so I watch how they hand out money, and it just keeps people down. You know, like in order to move past all that, you have to get out there and explore the new stuff. I believe. You know what I mean? Because like my ancestors, like I said, I come from a reservation, bro. Like my ancestors were murdered. You know, they were stomped, killed, all this. But when I think about it, I'm in the new future of what my ancestors survived. Ancestors that survived, though, that gave me this opportunity to be where I'm at now. You know.
So let's stop. Let's go back. Let's go back to the reservation. So you said you lived on the reservation, right?
Yeah, my whole life.
Y'all policed yourself, right?
In a sense, yeah.
Okay, what do you mean in a sense? Expound on that.
In a sense, because it's still owned by the federal government, so the federal government has their own rules on the land.
Okay. But were they active? Did you see the federal?
Our own laws.
Did you see the feds over there? Like, was the feds just being over there? Was that a regular thing?
It is when they allow them to come on.
When they allow them to come on, right?
So let's say like right now, if you're Spanish or if you're in trouble with the law, go to an Indian reservation, and if the reservation allows you to stay there, the federal government can't come on there and get you.
Right.
But the tribes can allow the federal government to come onto the land and get them after, it's a big ruling, a big thing that has to go on. But the feds would come on and collect people.
Okay, so listen, this is one thing that I'm talking about. Everybody thinks it's just always about the money. Black people are gonna go around and buy chains and buy cars and whatever. Everybody gets, hold on, let me finish. Everybody gets so wrapped up in what black people gonna do with their fucking money. Right. But we're sitting here talking about the economic and the lifestyle, the culture. Everybody wants to say Black Americans have no culture. Well, guess what? Maybe if we had reservations or that 400,000 acres and our own police force, our own laws, maybe we wouldn't have to worry about all this quote unquote black people in the community tearing up shit. Maybe we wouldn't have to worry about everybody saying we don't have a culture. Maybe we wouldn't have to worry about this shit. You know what I'm saying? Just a thought.
I hear you, brother. But when you talk about like culture, I think black people and white people, everyone has more culture than Native Americans. Because when you break it down to what we have for a culture, we don't even have a culture, honestly. And I say this, being a Native American growing up there, like we don't really even have a culture anymore.
Our own police force is controlled by the government. Like, if we do anything
Listen,
wrong, if we get
hold on.
trouble,
They calling me
if we get
racist in the
trouble,
chat. Hold on, let me get a mute. Let me get a mute. How is that racist? Do all Indians live on reservations? Did I say I was gonna run to a reservation? It's the opportunity. It's the principle. It's hold on. I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you. Hold on. Mute up. Mute up for a second. I'm talking to the chat. It's the opportunity. It's the principle. It's the casinos. It's the generational wealth that can be created. It's the sanctuary. It's the place you can call home. It's the having a source of self, a sense. As a black American, we don't have nothing to tie to across that damn water. Do y'all not get that?
But everyone thinks the Native Americans have all that, and we don't. They
Kiss my ass, Melissa RP.
This is why I left. This is why I left the reservation. So they give them all this money, and I don't accept it because all the money they give them, they just waste it. They don't do anything with it.
LG is still racist. So listen, hold on. Let me get the next caller in here, man. Let me get the next caller in here. I appreciate you for calling in. Please subscribe to the channel. Listen, you said definitely racist. How? So y'all are saying all Indians are racist, right? Y'all saying all the Indians that got their reservations are racist. Hold on, one moment, caller. Let me talk right quick. Y'all are saying all the Indians that got their reservations are racist too, right? Because I said that what was promised, they